Yeah.
Hey y'all, it's me, the Beauty ED, and I am with Zoe Pruitt.
Hi, how are you?
Very
I'm excited to
good.
be here.
Ooh, me too. This is the first episode, you guys. I'm super happy that we get to have you as our first episode ever. This is
Yes.
insane. I just started YouTube, so you guys know that this is definitely a step up. And I'm super excited because I've never even had the opportunity to be even in the same room as somebody who is a curl specialist, a natural texturized hair
Yeah.
specialist, which is crazy since I am mostly into like nails and esthetician. So this is
Yeah.
definitely something very new to
Two
me.
different worlds,
Two different worlds,
honestly.
but really in the
But
same
still
space.
in the same space.
Right.
Absolutely.
So Zoe, talk to us about like who you are, like what do you do, and like your social media, so I always can follow you.
Yeah. So I'm a texture hair specialist. Normally, I work on tight textures, Afro kinky hair, but all textures around. The goal for my personal brand is to always be able to work with whoever sits in my chair. So
Mm,
I like to say I'm a textured hair specialist
mm.
because it straight is still a texture,
Ooh,
and so I work on everybody, and so
wow.
that's like my thing. You can check me out on Instagram. I'm at Zoe Pruitt Beauty on Instagram and Zoe Pruitt Life on TikTok.
Yeah, guys, make sure you guys follow that. I will link everything below in the description so you cannot miss that. And that is interesting. Straight
Yeah,
hair is textured
it's still a
hair.
texture.
Wow.
Smooth. You remember in kindergarten
Yes.
when they would give you like those little like pads? You had those
Oh
books with the
yes.
different like texture, like it was like
Textures,
a
smooth, and then
different animals, and you
the
can like
books.
touch it. Smooth is still a texture.
Wow.
It is still something to feel, and so straight hair is still a texture. It's still on the scale of texture.
So it'd be 1A and like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
you have to start somewhere. You have to start from straight, and so we include it in texture.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Well, my hair, I don't know. I really didn't care for my hair. I still don't, which is so sad. I'm sorry. It probably breaks your heart as a
It
hairstylist.
does. It does.
But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Because I realized how important hair care really is.
Yeah.
So I've had like a big journey with my hair because my mom is more on the white side and my dad
Mhm.
is on the black side, more on the black side. So I'm very fair skinned, very pale as you guys can see. But my hair was normal. Like when I was born, it was
Mhm.
uh
Light tight
like kind of like
or
say
like
like 2B, 3B, like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So my mom didn't know what to do with it, so she would just straighten it all the time,
Yeah.
straighten it all the time.
I
But she
hear
didn't
that
know
a
what.
lot.
Yeah, she straightened it all the time.
I
So my
hear that a
curls
lot.
were done. Like they were fried, and then
Yeah.
keratins every time. Like ever since I was like 5, which is crazy because
Getting keratins at 5?
5.
Oh.
Yeah, relaxers at 5, everything at 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that in South America. You guys would not believe what's happening in South
No, and
America.
it happens
In the United
quite a bit in the
States.
United
No, for
States.
real. Like when I
Straightening.
be hearing my friends be like, "Oh yeah, I had my relaxer," and I was like, very little, like 6, 7, with those little,
Mhm.
the
The
boxes
kitty
that they sell at beauty
relaxer.
supply.
The
Yeah,
kitty relaxer.
and now
The
they're
like little pink box.
and they're causing cancer.
Mhm.
But
Well,
that's
they're not causing
crazy.
cancer. They're causing fibroids.
Oh,
And ovarian cyst, infertility, things like that,
yeah, crazy.
which is interesting because at the same time, these chemicals that are specifically for straightening hair are causing these problems.
Yeah,
Black women lead in all of those issues medically.
wow.
Um, and I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's.
societally, we've been getting relaxers for decades.
I definitely feel like that's definitely been pushed by the white society, especially
Yeah.
because it makes people feel more comfortable,
Oh, absolutely.
especially in the workspace
100%.
and outside space. Because
100%.
when I wore my hair like one time, because I don't. It's not that I don't like my hair.
Yeah.
It's just that so many years of just straightening it, I just didn't know how to maintain it.
Yeah.
So it was just like, okay, I'm gonna wear my hair out. I just washed it. I followed a
Yeah.
TikTok tutorial.
We
with
love TikTok
no,
tutorials.
seriously, I searched up 2B, 3B hair care, whatever,
Yeah.
and I just worked with what I had at home, and then
Yeah.
I wore my hair out, and then I definitely saw the difference. you notice the difference. People do look at you differently.
They do.
They do.
100%.
I thought they didn't, and they do.
100%.
It's crazy. Like the same people that I would see when I would go to the supermarket, like when I would do my day-to-day activities, they would look at me differently. I'm like, So definitely Black women in America or anywhere, you guys definitely
it just
have it tough.
Sits differently with people.
It
like
does.
The afro. I had a relaxer for a very, very long time, and I can't even see myself with straight hair without being like, eh.
Wow. How
but
was
I
that
had
transition?
I shaved my head.
Whoa.
Because I'm dramatic.
No.
And I can't do things a little bit. I have to do them like in an obsessive way. And so when I decided I was going to go natural, I shaved the whole thing.
Oh my God.
And then I looked like my brother for like 2 to 3 months. And I was like, okay, we're growing it back. But there's this like difference, and I think people thought, me deciding to go natural was this like social justice moment.
They tied it with different things.
Like they tied it to like social rebellion, and it's not. It's just what comes out of my head as naturally as can be. And so I really try, when I get people in, specifically when I get like mixed teenagers, or like I get quite a bit where I get to be like, this is your hair, and this is how we can take care of it, this is how we love it, it's like gorgeous. And you'll be surprised how many of those girls I'll be the first person to say, your hair's not a fuss.
No, you're not. I'm not surprised.
And I was surprised the first time. I think the first time I had a little girl come in, right. And her mom really didn't know what to do with her hair, and I had respect because her mom was like,
at least she seeked out.
Please help me. And she was like young. I think she was like 11, and she was like, I know my hair is like terrible. It's so messy. It's so this. It's so that. And I was like, no, your hair's not a bother.
You changed.
And your hair's not a bother. I got it. I don't need you to help me. I think that was the first time someone said something positive about her hair. And not that her mom was a mean person, but I think her mom was frustrated. And then when you're frustrated, as a mom, when I'm frustrated, I say all sorts of stuff. Right. So in frustration of doing her hair, she probably was like, man, your hair takes so much work. Yeah. Instead of, oh, your hair's fine. Your hair is manageable. Your hair is not a bother. Yeah. And so working with all textures, that's really all encompassing. That's the point of what I do.
I mean, I don't think people even realize. I didn't even realize how important it was until I started walking out in society. Like even as little as probably say elementary school. Yeah. Where I didn't know what to do with my hair, and it was crazy. And even such little people. Yeah, absolutely. They even realize, they're like, "Yo, what's wrong with your hair?" I'm like, "Damn, like
no, like seriously." Okay. It is like that. I remember being the only kid. I went to a predominantly white private school.
Oh.
And that's a whole podcast on its own.
Yeah, that's
being the only little Black girl with braids.
Oh no. Everybody was like, "Can I touch your hair?"
Not even. They're just like, "Why is your hair like that?" It gives you a complex. And I begged until I had tears in my eyes for my mom to relax my hair.
Oh my God.
And she finally let me do it. Finally let me like relax my hair. And I thought I was like the most beautiful person with straight hair. No, seriously. It was like a whole complex. Like again, that's a whole different podcast.
No, seriously. Like once you get that straightener on your head,
yes,
it's hard to get it out.
And then you're just like, oh, okay, this is acceptance.
Yeah. And then
this is acceptance.
That you feel like, I don't know why. Well, I kind of do and don't know why, but it's just when like you wear your straight hair, it feels like that's for special occasions. Which is weird. Which is weird. I haven't thought about it, but it's weird.
The first thing people say,
it's weird.
They will wear their hair 95% of the year curly. They will come to me every 2 weeks, get their hair done curly. We wash, we set, or whatever.
Right.
As soon as they have a wedding to go to, they ask for a straight.
That's what I'm saying. I've
As
never
without fail,
seen
without fail, if they have somewhere to go to,
straight.
they will straighten it.
That's what I thought. I was literally thinking
No.
about it like 2 days ago. I
Yeah.
was like, why does all my family pictures have straight?
Because
Why?
it's more
It's
elegant.
Yeah, elegant. Mm-hmm.
It's more elegant. I
Mhm.
purposely, and I've gotten to this point now that I've hit an age. I'll be 30
Oh wow.
next year.
What?
And so I've hit this point where like I purposefully wear my hair as big as possible for special occasions.
As you should, because it's your hair. Why would your hair
I
not be
purposefully do it because I have to and it was a journey of me forcing myself to be okay with my hair being curly at things like weddings and reunions and meetings and things like that, especially when you go into like spaces. No, I'm going to wear my hair as curly as possible. I might wear it completely froed. Like I might, and that's possible, and I have done it, and it has been like, I remember I graduated cosmetology school. I wore an afro.
Period.
I did, and they acted as if I called them all crackers. They, like, I don't know what part of that just like sat wrong in their spirits, but it's
the uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable, and I don't understand why it has to be an uncomfortable
thing.
Because
they've been so comfortable with the accommodations.
Yeah.
With black women accommodating, brown women accommodating, that it's uncomfortable for people that are not of color when you guys do not accommodate.
Yeah.
It's been so used to the accommodations.
Absolutely.
Even in the 19s when black women would just get relaxers and straighten all the time.
Absolutely.
Straighten all the time. So they were like, oh, okay, she's trying to look like me. She's trying to at least, So now that they're seeing that we're in a generation where I feel like black women and brown women have spoken. Like I haven't heard, like, now that we have these phones and we have everywhere, every time I just hear it, and I love to hear it because your voices have been silenced for a very long time.
I am here for it.
No, seriously,
because it definitely wasn't prevalent.
No, at all.
Growing up, I mean, braids, of course, were prevalent.
Well, yeah.
We always had braids. We're always going to have braids,
as you should.
But you definitely didn't have a wave of natural hair. Of like just wearing your hair free.
No.
Locks were very prevalent.
Yeah.
My mom, I grew up, my mom had locks down past, and she's just like this short woman, and her locks were almost taller than she was.
Oh, wow.
Like her locks were really long. And so I knew what textured hair was. It's one of the reasons why she was so against me getting a relaxer.
Oh.
She did not want me to get a relaxer. She wanted me to stay in braids and twists and stuff. But I was so done with being the only kid in class with braids.
Yeah. When I was with my grandma's,
only one,
I could get those types of things. When I was at grandma's, she would be like, you gotta fix your hair. You gotta do some things. My grandma was the only time I would be able to get braids and stuff like that because she would understand. Grandma would get it. But mom would be like, that's so unprofessional. But now that she's
the unprofessional thing,
now I'm putting mom on. Mom is now understanding, and she's like, okay.
Right.
But it took that. But the reason she now understands is because she took the time to listen.
Right.
She wanted to sit down and be educated.
Right.
But how many people are willing to sit down and listen and educate themselves?
I think we're coming into a time where people are ready to start listening. I think we're still in a time where we're not really 100% comfortable with Black women telling us what to do when it comes to us. And so you will kind of sit there on our side, and I know estheticians have like extra classes and stuff that you can take where find new techniques and stuff like that. On our side, on hair, we also have the same thing where we will go to classes and stuff like that. So you'll go to a curl class and it'll be, I got asked to sit in on a curl class once to help the instructor because the instructor was this white woman who had never done textured hair before.
So why is she taking?
But they had hired her. This was a corporate salon.
Are you serious?
And I won't say the name.
No, please don't.
But
after this podcast, you better
tell me. But this woman did not know how to do Afro textures of hair, but she was teaching a class on it for this corporate salon. She had gone to a class and then she was going to teach the class. And they were like, Zoe, can you like go to the class? Maybe you can like help and, you know, give pointers or whatnot.
Oh my God.
And she's giving like point blank inaccurate information. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't necessarily, I don't really prefer that. I don't think that that's right. That's not the way that we do it. And she was trying to teach how to like feed and braid too, which she's never done on a client. She had gone to a class and they had like taught her how to teach it. And so she's sitting here fumbling with, and I was like, I braid on a day-to-day basis. And so I was like, so this is how I do it. Can I show you how to do it? And I'm teaching the class how I do it. And she was like, no, I think you should try it my way one time. And so we're getting to a space. I say all that to say we're getting to a space where we're almost comfortable with Black women taking the lead in this space, but we're not comfortable yet.
No.
With listening and sitting back.
Because and that right there shows the inclusivity.
It really felt like that class was so they could say that they were inclusive. Not necessarily because they actually wanted Black clients.
That's the inclusivity. That's what I'm talking about. The
inclusivity. It drives me. Absolutely.
And that's why we're not ready yet, because we're being hypocritical.
Right. 100%.
That's why we're not ready, because everyone's like, no, wait, let's cut corners. Let's just have one Black stylist in the salon.
100%.
Let's just have one Latino person in this nail chair. Let's just have one Indian person. Let's just have one, and that's their inclusivity.
That is their inclusivity. And it's wild to me. Because what will happen too is that, and then I've noticed that brands will do this. There are a number of brands who will have a curly line and put a Black woman at the forefront, like a 4C Black woman as their poster child for this hair care product or this styling product, knowing that this product does not work on her, knowing that when you styled her for that photo shoot, you didn't use the product.
Hello.
Drives me insane.
That's what
drives me insane.
And that's what happens.
I can't do it.
That's what happens.
Because I know this product doesn't work on that hair.
It doesn't.
It won't. There was like a jelly for this one brand, and they had this woman. She had she was gorgeous. She was like a gorgeous model, really, really dark skin, like beautifully flawless, gorgeous woman. And she had beautiful, like 4C short afro. And I was loving it. Right. The problem is the product that she was modeling, I know for a fact they couldn't use on her because it was a really thin jelly gel. It was a super thin gel. No, and I know that you did not use that on her.
No way.
You didn't use it on her because I bought it and I tried to use it on me. And it was like water. It was like straight water. And so we're wanting to be inclusive, but we are not actually taking the steps to include tighter textures in our lines. We
Mm-hmm.
just want pictures.
Hello. Mm. And that's gonna be the quote.
We
We
just
just
want
want
pictures.
pictures. No, seriously.
No,
We just want the
100%.
mainstream media to think, oh, we agree with black women, we agree. Whole time it's just a marketing scheme.
100%. It's about marketing.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. That's why they have different stereotypes, and when they do all these commercials,
Mm-hmm.
um, they have all these things. Like for example, for spicy food, we're in the mix. Latinos are in the mix. It's like y'all can't get nobody else to do it, and then like in commercials where barbecues, just straight black people. It's like,
Yeah.
and people are sitting in their couches looking
Yes.
at the
I'm
TV
like,
of
wait.
stereotypes, and no one's thinking about it.
I'm like,
I'm
that's
like, y'all can't
not.
get nobody else to do it. And
It's the all-purpose seasoning
no,
commercials that really
seriously,
kill me.
no, it does.
And they're like, if we add a little bit more cayenne, then
No,
it's Mexican.
yes,
It's
yes.
like, I'm like, that all-purpose seasoning is not.
No, seriously,
Nah.
like that's insane. So, how did you start? Like, how did you start in this industry? Like, what made you want to be
Yo,
like, you know what, I need to get into this.
I
need to tap in.
started playing with makeup as a kid.
Wow.
So if we talk way back,
Okay.
I was drawing clothes, and I was really big into fashion, clothing. I had a subscription to Vogue magazine and W,
Oh wow.
and um, Vanity Fair, and I would draw clothes. Like I had drawings of my designs and stuff like that, and I was making dresses, and my mom taught me to sew, and my grandma taught me to like to knit and stuff like that. And um, I made my homecoming dress my senior year. I took a base dress from Ross and I tore it apart and I made a new dress. When I did AKA debutante, I was an AKA debutante. I took a base dress and I sewed all the beads on and redid my dress and stuff like that. So I was really big into fashion.
Right.
Fashion turned into me being really big into makeup.
Wow.
So I got my makeup license, like, I don't know, it's been almost 11 years. 11, 12 years. So that. And
Wow.
so I've been playing with makeup for a long time, and then makeup turned into, I couldn't get a blowout without some white girl crying trying to brush my hair.
Are you serious?
And I was like, I'm going to go to hair school.
No, like what year was this?
I don't remember the year. I think it was somewhere around 2015.
Oh, no, unacceptable. Unacceptable.
It was like 2015 or so. I could not find. I just wanted a wash and blowout.
Unacceptable.
And
Unacceptable.
Every salon I would go to
unacceptable
was like,
unacceptable.
We can't do your hair. Your hair is too much. And I was like, I can't. But there weren't any like black salons in my area at the time because I wasn't living here. I was away. And so I couldn't find anyone to do my hair without like being so frustrated or like in tears. It's so much. And so I went to hair school. A couple of years go by and I'm like, I'm going to go to hair school. And so I went to hair school in 2021. It took me a while because I do have a kid.
Right.
And
kids, man.
They take up all your time. I had to wait until I had some space for her, some time for her. I had to move jobs into a part-time job so I could go full-time into school.
Right.
I was making almost no money because I couldn't take a job where I could get paid because I had to finish school. Right. I said I was going to finish. And after that, I graduated. I'm a Beacon alum for the Pro Beauty Association.
Oh, wow.
And so I won Beacon. I got to go to those classes. That's where I met a lot of like my mentors and the people that I like really like look up to. I'm super pushy, and so people don't really have a choice but to mentor.
Okay, it doesn't.
You're gonna answer my questions.
No,
and so seriously. Beacon was really cool. So we got to go to Beacon with PBA. After that, I went into a corporate salon. I didn't like it there. And so I decided to be on my own.
Right.
And so my dad let me use a space in their house, and I built 4 walls
Wow.
out of their garage. I learned how to drywall. I
Mm-hmm.
learned how to put up installation. I did all the handiwork myself. My
Period.
mom, um, a friend of mine at the time would come in to kind of help me a little bit. And then I started doing a suite, and it was my suite. I built a suite, and I started just taking clients, hitting the street as much as I could. I've been independent that
Wow.
whole time, and yeah, just kind of been
Wow. With children and
working.
everything. Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy work.
No, seriously.
And I was a single mom all that time.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
my husband came in after all that, and so we worked it out.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
If you really want to,
if
you
you want
can.
it, you will
You
get it.
can't. No, seriously.
If you want it, you will get it.
It takes sacrifice.
You have to want
Definitely.
it.
It takes sacrifice.
And I used to think that was just like what people said to be mean.
Mm-hmm. But no.
When you were like scared, if you really want it, you'll show up.
No, seriously.
But in all honesty, you will show up for yourself. If
No,
you
for real.
want it hard enough, you will show up for yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's definitely an investment. Not just people think
Yeah.
investment is just money. Absolutely.
No, time is an investment.
Bro, time, effort, hard work.
Yes.
I mean, when you're in the beauty industry, like I'm not even gonna lie, half of the time it's not even beautiful. It's not.
And I know I don't be looking like this every day.
No, for real. Like,
I surely don't.
it's not even beautiful. Like a lot of people don't realize what really comes with the beauty
Yes.
industry. It's half
the amount of sanitation.
No, seriously.
And barbicide everywhere. There's so much gritty, nitty work in the background of somebody getting a luxurious service.
So much.
Like,
and
if you weren't tipping your beauty professional now, please consider
no, seriously, guys.
raising your tip, because there's
or
so much that goes. There is so much that goes into the background.
No, seriously, guys.
Of getting your service.
I honestly don't even understand why. A lot of people in America are talking about some. We don't like tipping culture. We don't like tipping culture, but it's crazy because a majority of places, like even in Colombia, right, which is my parents are originally from.
Yeah.
We still tip, and we're a third world country.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here like America. You know, we have all these stuff. We even have homeless shelters where there's nowhere around the world. Food pantries, nowhere around the world has it, but we can't tip our service providers.
Well, I think here in America it's different, and I think there's like this divide between Americans and other cultures.
Absolutely.
And why we're doing the same thing, but the motive behind it is very different.
It is.
And so here in America, tipping was the only way that Black people would make money. You would do things and then hope to God that this white person tips you.
Yeah.
And so tipping culture has a very different background in America. And so I do understand not liking it, because when we think of tipping culture, we think of like servers and like food service, which is an issue. When I was serving at IHOP,
bro, nothing.
Back in my youth, I was making $2 an hour.
Hello, listen.
I was making $2 an hour. And I was just praying that people would tip. I was just praying that people would tip. That is the only way servers make money.
Literally.
Because they don't get an hourly wage.
They don't.
You get nothing. You were just hoping that somebody tips you off of this. Like, order, if I go into a restaurant and I order just a cup of coffee, and I know that cup of coffee only costs $3, I'm still going to tip over the price of my cup of coffee, because that person is not making any money off of my tipping culture is like a whole thing.
It is a whole thing.
It is.
But regardless,
at the same time, being independent, well, and when we're talking about beauty services, being independent makes tipping culture a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to give 50% away to to your salon.
Exactly.
And so when you're giving 50% to your salon,
then you're really
you
making
need
nothing.
your tips.
You need your tips.
Because you have to make up that money.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I only did, one of the reasons I don't do $45 haircuts anymore.
No, seriously.
Like my cheapest service is $65.
As you should.
Because if I did a $40 service, that's 50% of that goes to a salon, which means I only made $20 before taxes. That's not.
And that's why clients need to stop. Listen, you guys need to stop complaining about the price. I'm sorry.
It's also a luxury service.
We need to pay for our bills. They just think
it's also a luxury service.
They're like, oh, why does it cost this much? We have bills to pay. We don't just charge you for the product. We don't just charge you for our time. We have bills to pay. If you want to keep entering the suite, if you want to keep entering my home, we have to pay bills for that home for you to be serviced.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, when I was in a suite, and this year, I made the transition into a normal salon because I need a lot of training, and it's totally okay to go back into training because I have some goals that I want to pick up, but I need to learn. And so when I was at my suite, it cost me $300 a week for the suite alone. That did not include
anything.
My insurance. It didn't include the taxes and fees for my LLC. It did not include product. It didn't include color. Anything. It didn't include my equipment, my dryer, electricity, any of that stuff. $300 was just to stay in the suite.
Exactly.
And so
paying those $300
you have a week. Yeah. That's not a month. That's a week. That's
a week to get those $300 to the.
That's over $1,000 a month.
Literally.
And so prices do have to be high. Yeah. And I think that people have to understand that if I could do hair for free, I would. And I was for such a long time. I don't think people understand that I was doing hair for free. Literally. For a long time. You want your hair braided? Sure, come over. I'll braid your hair. I'll press your hair out. Yeah, I just like doing hair. I just like hanging out with product. I like playing with it. But eventually it does have to become a job.
It does.
And eventually, you do have to pay your bills. And not just the bills for your suite, but people have to understand you have to be able to just pay the bills on your suite, but also pay the bills for your home.
Absolutely.
And rent is up. And so the services have to be up. And understanding that this is
up. Cost of education is up. You guys think? How much do you guys really think we were wasting on a class?
Some of these curl classes have cost $300, $500
minimum.
There's one hair class that I really want to take for this specific skill. It's like a $2,000 class. It's like a $2,000 class, and I still have to travel because it's not here. It's out. And so all of that goes into pricing.
Absolutely.
All of that has to go into pricing. Understanding that this is a luxury service.
This is a luxury. You don't have to get your
if you can't afford it.
Right.
I understand.
Right.
We understand if you can't afford it. However, and I think that's the business part of beauty is finding people who have disposable income.
Yeah.
And who will still pay for your services.
There's people for everybody. I mean, if you want a cheaper service, you could go to a beginner.
Because it's not like a grocery store. Everyone needs groceries. Everybody. You will have clients. There's extra work.
That are willing to
there is extra work to be done when you run a business that is all not necessity.
Yeah.
When it's not a necessity, you have to work harder.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because the first thing that people do when they're in a tight pinch is cancel their hair appointment or cancel their nail appointment.
Oh my God.
That's the first thing they do when they're in a pinch is
cancellations.
They cancel the things that are not absolutely necessary.
Why we now do deposits, people.
And totally understood. Just do it 48 hours before your appointment.
Thank you.
But there's business, and I think that's where we get into marketing.
Absolutely.
Is to find out what it is that we're doing, what's our point, and find the clients that we want for that specific point.
Absolutely. And I realized this was a couple months ago where I was just charging $25 for nails. My base price was $25. I know. I know, guys, because I thought my age was determining my worth since I'm 17. But I
Never.
am licensed, guys, so don't do that. But I thought my
Never.
age was a factor of my price. And
No.
when I realized I was like lowballing myself was when I said, "Okay, girlie, and you're done. Your set is like 65, I think it was." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's it." You know how I felt? You know how I
That's
felt?
it.
That's
Yeah.
it. I was like,
Yeah. The
that was a
clients
low
that
blow. That was a low
man,
blow. She said,
the
"That's
clients
it."
the clients that appreciate you will tell you to raise those prices.
No, seriously.
The clients that love you, I had one
No,
client, she was like, that's a little low, but okay.
no. I was like,
I had one client, I was like, I'm raising my prices. I had like a $20 hike or something. I'm raising my prices. And she was like, finally, girl.
oh, no, seriously.
I was like,
No,
oh,
seriously. No,
the clients
seriously.
that love you
They will tell you the
will
truth.
tell you that
They
you
will
need to
tell you
raise
the
your
truth.
prices.
I'm not even
They
gonna lie. They will
will.
tell you the truth. Like when she said
100%.
that's it, that blew me. That blew me. I was like,
Yes.
I have to raise my prices. This is insane.
You have to
And then
raise your
she
prices.
tipped me, and I was like, this is how much I'm really worth.
Absolutely.
Because my work, and I know my work, man. My work, like if you go to these, and I don't know if you've been in Jacksonville that long.
I grew up here.
Great. So then you understand what I'm about to say. A majority of the service providers here suck with their customer service.
Because
with their customer service, they suck. They suck.
That is true.
They
that
suck.
is
Their
really
customer service
true.
here is awful. It's awful.
The customer service
it's awful
in Jacksonville is
non-existent.
Trash.
It's tragedy.
And I think it's because
Terrible.
people get away with it. And I'm gonna
absolutely.
I'm gonna say this in the kindest way that I could possibly diplomatically say this. But the problem lies in those who happen to be doing this for money and still not getting their license. It's the combination of I am unlicensed and I'm just trying to make a buck.
I'm money hungry.
The combination. Now, being unlicensed and playing around with it
crazy.
Is one thing.
Wow.
And you could still be super talented.
Absolutely.
But the combination of also this is just a money grab makes you not care about your clients.
Absolutely not.
I love my clients. I've been there through weddings. Everything. I have been there through babies. I've been there through depression, events. Through I'm changing my life up, through divorces.
Therapy.
You're there through everything that. Like I just talked to a woman today and she is still mulling over whether or not she is going to let me help her on her start over.
Oh, Lord.
But she was really depressed when she came in. She's like, I've been depressed for like a year. I have not taken care of myself. Hairdressers, nail techs,
we're basically therapists,
estheticians, and cosmetologists stand in a place of a therapeutic experience.
We are.
And if you are in this industry because you love people and you love your clients,
you're going to succeed.
And you love what you do, then your customer service already without any customer service training is higher.
Absolutely.
If you got into this industry because you wanted to make a lot of money, but you still don't understand the seriousness of what you do,
right?
Or getting your license, like you don't see a need to get your license or stuff like that, then I already know that your customer service is going to be garbage.
Yeah.
And that's just that combination of those two things. And sometimes you hit like an unlicensed braider. Here in Florida, you don't need to be licensed to braid. And they will have better customer service.
Absolutely.
Than the girls who are just doing hair to get money.
Oh yeah.
And so 100%. your motive has 100%. A lot to do with how you run your business.
Absolutely.
Your motive has so much to do with how you run your business. It also has a lot to do with where you get your business. Because there are some places I don't market. Because
you don't want that niche. You don't want that client.
Don't want that.
Absolutely. That's fine.
Yeah. Like someone was like, you should put something on Groupon.
No.
You get a lot of people.
I refuse.
Absolutely not.
I
Because the
refuse.
Groupon people,
I
one,
refuse.
they don't tip.
They don't know.
And two, on top of the Groupon, they want an extra discount.
Yeah.
So there are spaces that I don't market.
I will not. I refuse.
I'm not marketing.
I refuse. I'm sorry. I refuse.
If I think that you're not ready to spend whatever I say that you need to spend, I'm probably not going to tell you I do hair.
For real.
Not that I pocket watch.
I'll tell everybody, but like it's up
some
to
people.
You. I'll tell everybody, but it's up to you. Like I'm not gonna.
I will have friends tag me, and like someone will be like, "Hey, I need a hairdresser," and they'll tag me, and I will go to that friend and I'll be like, "Don't tag me," and stuff like that. And they'll be like, "Why?" She was looking for a hairdresser. I was like, look at the rest of that post. She said, "I'm looking for a hairdresser, reasonably priced."
Yeah, no. Oh, those Facebook
I
posts,
am not reasonably priced.
Those Facebook posts, and, like, and then they'd be like, "No deposit, must come to me, reasonably priced." I'm like, what is wrong with you?
They'll be like, hair included,
no,
under $80, must travel. No, I ain't paying no deposit. Like, no, I'm not messaging you. I need 5 references and a background check.
Pictures of your work.
I want you to be salon based, but I also want you to travel to my home with 0 lighting.
No, seriously. No, that's no.
And I want it all
today
for $50.
No, and it'd be like today.
And I want it today. In the next hour. Absolutely not. Do not tag me in that. Don't suggest me.
No,
don't suggest me.
No, seriously.
I'm so serious. Do not suggest me.
You guys would think it's unreal. You guys would think it's unreal, but it's so real.
No,
no deposit. Must travel.
I need all this stuff. I'm like, you are going to have to pay for it. If I get in my car,
you're paying for my
$20.
Gas. You're paying for my gas. You're paying for my time.
You have to pay for the time it takes for me to get to your house and the gas it takes me to get to your place. You also have to pay for the fact that I had to take extra time to pack a bag and set up. If I'm doing a shampoo, and I have a portable shampoo bowl, right. And I've done that before. However, do you know how much that portable shampoo bowl cost me? Exactly. And then I got to take extra time to set up the bowl before I can start your appointment. I have to take.
We gotta get there early.
The amount of time that it takes for me to set up, go to somebody's house, set up, do the service, break down, go back to the salon. I could have done 4 heads.
Seriously, absolutely.
I could have done like 4 haircuts.
Absolutely.
And the amount of time it takes me to do travel appointments.
Oh yeah.
I could have done 4 haircuts, which is one of the reasons why I don't travel outside of nursing homes. I will go to a nursing home, and that's just because I'm a good person.
Yeah.
If you ask me to take care of your grandma, I'm gonna take care of your grandma.
No, seriously.
But it does have to be on a day that I don't have a lot of stuff going on, because I can't fit it in. The amount of time that it takes to do those services, and you don't want to pay extra for travel fees.
Like, that's crazy.
You don't want to pay extra for gas.
I've had people tell me that $20 is crazy. And I'm like
$20 is cheap.
$20 is cheap.
Have you seen the gas prices? And so when you're talking about, and I think on the business aspect of it, you have to stand on that, because what you end up doing is exasperating yourself, and then you're gonna hate what you do.
Absolutely.
Because you're not making any money.
You're not.
You're doing all this work. You're spinning yourself out of control. You're not setting any boundaries. You let people treat you however they want to. And then you hate your job, which you used to love. And then you don't want to do it anymore.
I had that problem last year.
It's not worth it.
It's not.
And you know what? When you say, no, I only do things on the salon, people will come to the salon.
No, seriously.
People will come to the salon.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so you have to choose first of all, you have to choose where you market. You have to choose where you market. But also, you have to stand on what it is that you want to do.
Absolutely.
In this business. Yep. You can't just do anything for $1. No. I'm not in anything from the dollar stylist.
The things that I buy are not from the dollar store. Let's start there.
Yeah.
It's expensive, man.
And every time I have to take something out of the salon, I have to bring it back, and then I have to unpack, and then I have to sanitize everything that left.
Yeah.
When I could have just taken this comb, thrown it in a barbicide real quick. Now I gotta sanitize my entire kit. Yeah. Even if I didn't use it, I still gotta sanitize the entire kit. It was in somebody's home. Somebody I don't know. It was in somebody's home. I have to sanitize it. Yeah. And so that's extra work where I'm not making any money.
Nope.
Y'all get paid by the hour. We get paid by the service.
No,
if I'm
seriously.
not servicing, I don't get paid. So all the cleaning, all the extra stuff, all the showing up early, all the prep work, all that stuff, we don't get paid for that.
You don't get paid for that. Not at all.
You don't get paid for any of that.
Nope.
And so the price got to be what the price is.
Absolutely.
The price has to be what the price is.
I'm definitely still getting there because I feel like I'm not completely comfortable putting my worth there because I still believe I can make improvements. Like,
absolutely.
That's definitely something that I feel like people need to take in consideration because there's people that their work sucks. I'm sorry. Their work sucks and they charge like over what I charge, and that's crazy. And people that pay for it, that's even more crazy because like why would you pay for your crooked nails $100? Like,
because it's convenient.
No, but crooked, like they know they're doing
people
a bad job.
People will 100%
that's crazy.
Deal with something for the convenience.
That's crazy.
It. And I've had people do that. Oh, I went to such and such because she was there, and then now you got to come over here and you got to get your haircut fixed.
Yep.
Because you did something convenient.
So that's why I'm still not there yet. Because I know there's no such thing as perfection, but
no, you're always growing
for real. And always. When I feel comfortable to put that price bar, like once I'm like, you know what, I'm taking less time. It's more convenient for you because for clients, like the faster you are and the better you are, that's convenient for them. Because for us, once we develop that, they're gonna start looking, and we gotta go back to back. So it's convenient for y'all. It's also convenient for us because we make money, but we can't eat, we can't take breaks. Like we gotta go back to back with y'all.
That's why braids. Look, when I made the decision to make my regular box braids start at $300 to $400.
Wow. But it's better. It's better because listen, I'm gonna explain why. It's best to just work. Like, what if you just do like, if I did one nail set that was $500 because that one person wants to pay that, I would be cool with it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you would just do that one person, and then with that money, you could like do all these other things instead of working your ass off.
It's the amount of time that certain stuff takes. Braids take
time
6 to 8 hours depending on the size and depending on the length. And so when and I'm gonna do some math. This is for those of you who are in the beauty community who are watching this and need this as an incentive to raise your prices. I'm gonna show you. Say your average time is about 6 hours. For medium length, they're like waist length medium box braids, right? The going rate
is like 100.
Is like
80
at the most with a wash 250.
Yeah, that is the
right.
Most. Yeah.
So let's say 250. Divided by 8 hours. That's only $31 an hour. That's $31 an hour. Is that more?
Not including time.
That's not including product.
Including nothing.
And you didn't take a break.
You didn't take a break. Yeah.
No but break. here's the thing. So that's $250. My full highlight takes me 2.5 hours. Costs $215.
Yeah.
So let's say $215 divided by let's say 3 hours because you had a lot of hair. Right. Let's say 3 hours because you had a lot of hair. Divided by 3. That's $71.6 an hour.
As you should.
So do I want to take another highlight client or do I want to take a braid client?
Highlight.
With the amount of time. Okay. And then, so that's highlight versus braids.
Absolutely.
With the amount of time it takes me to do braids, I could do 2 highlights. I could do 2 highlights. And while you processing, I could have eaten.
Exactly. That is true. You can't eat when you're braiding. You got to keep going.
You got to keep going. Because
going.
8 hours is nonstop.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
8 hours isn't a break in between. 8 hours is nonstop.
No,
so if I'm doing that, that means I made 215
and this is a luxury
times
service.
2. I made $430. I made $30 more doing two highlights versus doing no, that's $430. So if I did it, I made 200, let's say, minus what we said 250 for the braids.
Yeah.
I made $180 more doing 2 highlights versus doing braids for 8 hours.
That's true. I believe it. I definitely believe it. I definitely do. Because the problem is that we want clients, and that's something that I was struggling at the beginning. I just wanted clients, so I would take anything, but I'm not worth just anything, and I had to realize.
Well, you're worth your time, exactly. And so you have to make the math make sense.
The math.
You have to make the math make sense, because this isn't. Though I love doing hair. I do. I love doing hair. You love doing nails.
Absolutely.
Nails is your thing.
I would do it for free.
You would do it for free. However, I know this apartment is expensive because I live 10 minutes away from this neighborhood.
It is expensive.
This neighborhood is a good neighborhood. I stay here in this neighborhood because it's a good neighborhood.
It is.
And it's expensive.
But it's worth the expense.
However, I can't be out $180 because you want braids. Mm-mm. Now, with $180 extra, gets you your hair washed. Hello. It gets you good customer service. Hello. It gets you a calm environment. Hello. It gets you a luxury experience. Hello. And it gets you 2 months of never having to touch your hair. Hello. And so you have to think about what you're worth, what you bring to that table. My experience is this, and this.
Love that experience.
And so that's what you bring to the table. And so that's why the price has to be higher.
Absolutely, because when people fail to realize is that when you pay like $100 for braids, at the end of the day, you're the one that's gonna have to braid your ends and stuff. That's something that people don't really realize. But I've seen it. It's happened to me in my appointments, but the stylist passed me the braid, and I'm like, no.
And I don't have my clients work. Not only
I'm paying for a service, but I'm
not going to have you bring hair. No, you don't need to bring hair. You don't need to bring product. You don't need to come with your hair done or do any of the work. You don't need to hold the braiding hair in your. I've seen that where they're like here. No, like that's work.
Bro,
we're not doing that.
I want to relax.
So if you want an experience that is the experience, you have to pay the experience price.
You do.
Because it has to be worth. It has to be worth it.
And it doesn't even last a month, which is crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. It doesn't even last a month. Like at 3 weeks, you can take care of it all you want. I don't know what it is. If it's just cheap product or it doesn't even last.
It's lackadaisical work.
Bro, it literally doesn't work. Like after like 2 weeks, I already start seeing things unravel with other people's hair, and it's crazy. I'm like, didn't you just get it done? It looks a month old.
But that's how, I mean, if you want good work, you have to pay
for it.
You have to pay, man. And so on the business aspect of it, if you needed a reason to raise your braid prices,
you should.
Raise your braid prices.
Absolutely. Especially with the wig. Bro.
I don't do wigs.
Like, I'm done with wigs because
I personally don't do wigs.
I'm really done with wigs because I had it when I was paying $85 for install, which was fine. I didn't mind. But they would tell me to drop my wig off 2 days prior, and they're bleaching and plucking my wig when I'm sitting in the chair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not joking.
No.
I'm not joking.
That should have been done.
When
you dropped it off.
Asked me to come 2 days prior, inconvenienced me to come 2 days prior, drop off my wig, and go ahead and do whatever you need to do. And I see you at my appointment bleaching and plucking my wig. What I could do something.
Well, and again, it is.
I'm done with it. The customer service is really trash. Really trash.
Again,
with people that
you can tell that that's a money grab.
Absolutely.
And I know wig artists who are on on point, who
Absolutely.
are they're great at what they do. They're usually salon based, so you're not going just anywhere. They're
Seriously.
usually very clean. It is possible,
Absolutely.
but I think
It's hard to
we as a
find.
group, it's not hard to find.
But it is though,
You just have
it's
to,
because we're so used to. The problem is that the market, like myself, I'm so used to just going to one person
yeah.
and like sit in their home and have them do that. Because in Miami, man, I would never have a problem.
But I
But
think the problem is that we think of popularity
yeah,
more than we think of
the followers,
ability. We
the
think of
followers,
followers.
the followers.
We think of, and followers are not
It's
the same
not
thing as
good,
clients.
guys.
They're
It's not
not
the same.
doing
It's
2
not the same.
million people.
It's not the same.
They don't have 2 million
It's
clients.
not the same.
They have
And
2 million followers, and that is not the same thing.
And just because they have all these followers, it doesn't mean the work is good. I'm not gonna shout out who I'm thinking about, but I had this one person come into me with acrylic toes, and that was trash. I'm sorry, but your work was really trash. How can you charge $100 for acrylic toes? And she literally had lifting, and it was a block of acrylic, a block. How dare you? And I hope you fix your issues, but how dare you, bro? Like that's
charge
crazy.
that much.
How do you charge that much for a terrible job? And you know she doesn't know it's a terrible job because who's gonna go down there and do that when she can't even move that way?
Right.
So you know it's a terrible job. You know it's a terrible job. You're still charging that job. And on top of that, you're an inconvenience because you even say in your policies, I have my kid with me. So bear with me. I'm gonna be with my kid while I do your service.
Not for $100.
That's crazy.
Not for $100.
That's crazy. And this person has tons of followers. And it's
I'm
crazy.
sure. And followers.
And that's crazy. That doesn't mean the work is good.
No.
It does not.
No.
When I saw that in person, I was like, she did this?
It also doesn't mean you're licensed.
It does. It doesn't. They don't know how to sanitize majority. And same thing with the IG baddies.
And when you're doing, oh my God, when you're doing toes and nails, sanitation is so crazy important.
She came with fungus.
You have to have your sanitation on point.
We do. And we have to, majority of the times, we throw them things out. Like what we use.
It needs to be disposable.
It needs to be disposed. Stop using the same files. You guys are pissing me off. Stop using the same files. You are disgusting and dirty. Don't use the same buffers. Don't use the same wood sticks. Go buy bulk. It's not even that expensive. You just want to be cheap. You want to be cheap and save yourself a couple of cents. You need to stop because your clients are not paying a cheap price. So you need to quit it.
100%.
You need to quit the cheapness because clients notice. Clients notice when you throw away their files. Clients notice when you give them a new packet. Every single time I service a client, it's sealed, and they see me open it and they see me dispose it. So they know it's new, and they know I'm not going to jeopardize their health in the process.
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that something like happen to you. Like
you
that.
can tell.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
can tell when something was dirty.
I can tell.
Oh my God.
I can tell.
You can tell. You can absolutely 100% tell if something was clean before you got there.
Absolutely. If their space is dirty, I know they don't clean. I know it.
Oh my God.
I know it.
100%.
And if their hair is dirty, I know they're not gonna. What are they gonna do? It's the same thing with anybody in any industry. If I go to you, you're an esthetician, and you have a very dirty face, and I can tell you don't wash your face, I'm not coming back. I'll
absolutely
walk out. I'll be like, keep my deposit. I'm leaving because that is insane. You can't be a hairstylist and not have your hair done. You can't be a nail technician and have your nails look terrible. I'm sorry. You can't do that.
Your own upkeep.
You can't do that, and not only that,
but it is about your own upkeep.
You're walking marketing.
You
are walking
marketing.
Right?
Do you know how many people, especially when it's like day 2 hair? Day 2 is my sweet spot.
For real.
Day 2 is my sweet spot. It
marinates.
Day 2 hair. I'm sitting on day 2 hair, and someone goes, "Man, your hair looks great. Who does it?"
Marketing.
Oh, hi, my name is Zoe. I do hair.
There you go. And that's it. Hooked.
There's your marketing.
Hooked.
There's your marketing.
There's your marketing.
You're done. You've made a new client.
Who do your nails? Oh, well, actually, here's my page that I actually do.
Yeah,
Why is your
Absolutely,
skin so
100%.
clear? Oh, because I'm an
Because
esthetician.
I'm an esthetician.
It's that simple. And that's where
100%.
marketing versus gaining views and marketing versus getting clients comes
100%.
in hand.
Comes in clutch because
That's
they
where it
are
is.
different.
Absolutely.
They are
Absolutely.
100% different.
Absolutely. Especially the when I see a lot of these stylists, and listen, no offense to whoever does this type of marketing, I don't care, it's your business. But when they do a lot of these ratchet reels, like where
Yeah.
it's killing me. It's killing me. I'm like, I'm like, bro, it's killing me. It's killing me. Like these reels where they're just like, and then especially like these lash artists, like when they have you seen that where they put like the mask for Halloween and when they wake up their clients and then they scare them
Oh,
with the
I've
mask?
seen that.
You shouldn't be doing that. Because let me tell you something.
Don't do that.
You don't know if someone has anxiety. You don't know if somebody has PTSD.
Yeah.
You don't know if that person has.
It's not
What
funny.
if they have a problem with their heart?
Or if you just meet and we'll punch you in the face.
No, seriously.
Like, don't jump out at me.
Don't do that. Why would you want to do that? For content? That's for views.
I am going.
That's for views.
It's for views.
But it's not for clients.
I am not somebody to jump out. Please don't jump out and scare me.
Don't do that.
I
will slap you in the face. I'm sorry, but not really.
I'm not. I'm not taking responsibility for my reaction if you jump out to scare me.
No, seriously.
I'm not.
At this point, I think it's real. I think it's 100% real. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do what I have to do.
Because what if it's
real? What if it is real? Like
I have to.
No, seriously. Like when I be seeing this type of stuff on my feed, I'm like, you guys need to stop.
But and then they're doing it for views.
Absolutely.
And so views are good if you want to be a content creator.
Absolutely.
100%. Content creation is becoming like a huge market.
Absolutely.
Brands love it. If you're going for brand deals and things like that, brands love content. Just getting content out there, just getting the views, because we don't have commercials anymore.
People don't care about
when I was growing up, there was commercials after every 15 minutes. Literally. The show would go off and you would get like 5 or 6 commercials. Literally. Right? And that's just not the case anymore.
No.
Right now we rely on content creation, which is a market of itself. If being a content creator is what you want to do, then that's one thing. Absolutely. If filling your book is what you want to do, filling your slots, it is a completely different space.
Absolutely.
Because filling your books, like if you are just trying to get people in the seat, you're trying to up your services, you're trying to make money on your end, right? Then you're looking at one, being personable to your community.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to be talking to the world. I'm not going to be looking for 13 million people who don't live in Jacksonville.
Thank you.
Right? I'm going to be looking for people who live in the community that I'm servicing. My space is in Jax Beach. Right? So I work in Jax Beach. So all of my marketing is going to be in St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, Jax Beach, Jacksonville. Exactly. I don't care what the people in Georgia are doing.
Thank you.
I don't care.
The people in Georgia don't pay me.
The people in Georgia aren't coming to me.
Nope. And if they do, thank you.
And if they do, like, girl, like,
thanks.
But in all honesty, I'm not spending any time marketing outside of my area.
Absolutely not.
I'm not. When you're talking about filling the book, you got to think about who exactly you want to be sitting in your chair. And every stylist does have a demographic of person they want to sit in your chair. And not demographics as in race, but demographics as in age. Kind of people, age. I like people. I personally really love my nurses.
My God, yes.
I love my teachers. They're consistent. Teachers, nurses are consistent. I love my over 50. Because they are consistent. And if you want your book to be full, then you want to choose people who are going to be consistent. I'm personally not marketing. Love you. I'm not marketing to teenagers.
Hey, it's fine. No, listen.
I'm not.
I agree because we're.
I'm not marketing to teenagers.
Absolutely not. Don't do that.
And that's just that's not because I don't think y'all deserve to get your hair done, but it's really
Just not with
because
you.
you probably don't have the funds. You're going to have to ask your mama to drop you off, and
No,
you might be
seriously.
late. And you not coming every 2 weeks.
That's true. That's so true. That is so true. Because every 2 weeks I have something different.
One of my favorite clients is 60 something years old.
I believe it.
She comes every week.
Consistent.
She'll own shampoo, which is good for me because I get a service.
Seriously.
I'm not marketing to somebody who's not going to potentially be in my chair every week or every 2 weeks.
I agree.
Because I'm trying to fill my book. My goal isn't to get a whole bunch of followers.
No.
My goal is to fill my book.
Followers do not pay
so you're looking for a certain demographic. Absolutely. I like nurses because not only do nurses make a good amount of money, but nurses are consistent because they need that self-care. Mm-hmm. And they ain't giving up self-care for nothing.
Absolutely not.
I love my nurses. I love my teachers because teachers are consistent. Teachers,
they gotta be on
they are going to be on it, especially high school teachers. Absolutely. Because high school teachers have to deal with being bullied by teenagers.
Absolutely.
And so they are getting their hair done.
They cannot come a mess.
I love my teachers. And I love my retired community because they consistently get their hair colored. If they see a gray, they're making an appointment.
That's so true. That's my mom, right?
And so those are the people that you want, that I'm personally marketing towards.
Yep.
I don't necessarily always market all of my services.
That is so true.
I don't necessarily want everybody to do it.
That's so true. Because not everyone's an actual candidate for it.
I don't market all of my services the same way.
No.
I market a lot of hair washing, a lot of cuts, a lot of color. Yeah. Every once in a while, you will see me post braids.
But not all the time. You don't push it
But I'm not pushing braids like that. I don't like to braid as much as I like to do other stuff.
Absolutely.
And so I'm marketing towards things that I like to do.
Absolutely.
To fill the book. Those are things that make sense. So you're marketing, when you market to get views, then you're probably not spending as much time in salon.
No.
And if you do, it's very goofing off in the salon, which is fun to do. It's like salon culture videos or things like that. Or I see a lot of, and I'm not a fan of it, but I do understand that it grabs people's attention. Yeah. But I see a lot of girls, and I've seen it, male stylists do this too, is where they'll have a stylist and they'll have a client in their chair, and it's a video of them doing hair or doing that person's hair. And the voiceover, this isn't about the person in my chair right now, but let me tell you a story about a client. And it'll be a super embarrassing story. It'll be really,
and I feel like they're lying when they say, this person gave me authorization to say this story. I feel like y'all lying. Because why would anyone be like, you know what?
Rude,
yeah,
I'll give you wildly disrespectful.
It is.
But it captures views.
Like that's
so if your goal is views, great story model.
No, seriously.
If your goal is creating space for clients to come and book and all that stuff, then I would not post that. I wouldn't post that.
Like,
because
it's a sacred space.
Yeah, so it was like, this client, and man, she was so gassy, and da 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 da. This ain't about the client in my chair right now, but I'm gonna tell you about this other client. If I don't care if you said my name or not. I don't care if you just didn't tell people who it was, but I know what happened, and I know it's my story, and I'm never booking with you again.
Absolutely.
But for views, fantastic.
Absolutely. Like, I feel like there's
fantastic for views.
To do that. There's different spaces to do that.
The other thing is, when you're doing for views, you're doing for brands.
Absolutely.
Because the point is to get enough views for brands will hire you for brand deals and things like that. I don't care about brand deals because my personal goal isn't to gain views or followers and all that stuff. And because I'm super specific about brands, and I will tear these brands to shreds. They will not want to work with me.
Evan.
They will not want to work with me because I am going to tell you straight up that this product is trash. But if you want brand deals and you want to be an influencer versus a hairstylist, then getting views that brands might think are nice is your goal. And so that's when you get into trying to reach people outside of your area.
Right.
Then, yeah, sure, I care what the people in Chicago are doing. Because
they're going to pay me for my views.
Exactly. They're going to pay you for your views. And so you do reach out in that regard.
Of course. You get paid.
But it's not the same thing as just filling your book.
At all.
And they're two very different motivations.
Absolutely.
Two very different motivations.
Totally different. I mean, people fail to realize that clients will look through your page.
100%.
They will look through your page and they will literally be like, wow, like this is why I booked with you. I have people tell me every single time, like when they message me, they're like, hey, I looked at your page and I saw that it was very relaxing and comforting. I definitely want to book with you. I saw that you have quality work. That's my page.
100%.
That's my page. In my page, when you scroll, you will see that yes, I tend to be talkative, but that's because I want talkative clients. If you're just gonna sit there and not speak to me, we're not meant to be. Sorry, we're not meant to be. Like, just don't.
I'm the opposite.
Don't book with me. Just don't book with me.
I'm the opposite. I like conversation, but I can't talk too long.
No, not too long, but like
I can't be talking the whole time. I'm gonna get real quiet.
When I do designs, you need to be quiet. Like, when I'm doing a French, you need to be quiet. Like at that point, stop moving, stop doing everything.
100%.
But it's that like you guys will know my personality, but not all of it.
Yo, absolutely.
Like absolutely not. Like, you're not gonna know everything.
Clients are not your friends.
No. Like some of you are, but not all of y'all. I'm sorry. There's specific clients that have my heart because we've been rocking for so long. Clients can become
friends.
Absolutely.
There are. I mean, I have a number of clients who have
they've been with me for so long that at this point they even invite me to their events.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like I have a specific client that invites me to her events, and I'm like, wow.
I had a client get married, and I was at her bridal shower. Wow. Because we've been rocking for such a long time that we've become friends.
Absolutely.
But
that can't be with everybody.
But it's not everybody.
No.
Not every client is going to be your friend. Some clients are just people that you work.
Absolutely. That you're just like, hey,
it's a coworker.
Cordial.
It's a coworker mentality with some clients. And so all clients have to start there, though. Yeah. You can't assume that somebody wants to be your friend.
No.
And I think that comes with professionalism.
Absolutely.
Where we're here to do a job.
Oh yeah.
We're here to do some work. And if it turns out that this client is just like super friendly and goofy and we love being and we click, then we end up friends, and that's great.
Of course.
But the point of it is not to make friends. It's to make money.
And it's not being money hungry, but it's just the simple fact that we are doing a job. We are providing a service.
Yeah.
We do have to get paid. So it's just a certain thing that like it's not that we just want to not develop friendships with a lot of clients. But the problem is that when we develop friendships with clients, majority of the time is they want the boundaries. Imposing boundaries is harder because now you made a personal relationship with a client, and now they're gonna be, oh hey girl, I'm gonna be 5 minutes late. Oh, don't mind me, I'm gonna be 10 minutes late. I don't care.
I have fired.
I don't care. If you're late, I'm charging you that late fee. And if you're over late, I'm not servicing you. I don't care. Like if you're 15 minutes late to your appointment, you're canceled.
I don't even bother with the late fee anymore.
I do because I feel like now, like it's like
I just don't take the client.
Oh, okay. Oh no, I still do.
I'll rebook.
That makes sense.
If you were that late,
oh no, if you're like
you're rebooking.
You're definitely getting a fee because like I can still service you within 10 minutes.
I'm just not taking the client.
You just rebook them like, hey, your appointment is canceled. We'll just book for another day.
Yeah, I'm just not taking you because I don't like running into my next.
No, that is.
I really don't. I really want all of your time to be your time, and I want all of the next person's time to be all of the next person's time.
That's fair.
And every once in a while, you're late. Mm-hmm. That happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just gonna be late.
I'll give you a grace period, but after that grace period, you shouldn't be late because you know where you're going. Like you
well,
know
and every
you have
once in a while,
traffic.
as a stylist, you end up being late on schedule.
Oh yeah, if I'm
and
late,
that happens.
if I'm late, I deduct your service. Like it goes
yeah,
both ways.
if I'm late, then I'm late. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. For me, it goes
I'm
both
sorry,
ways.
but and I really try to be lenient with late. If you give me a good reason,
I agree.
Then
if you give me a great reason,
that's one thing.
But if you're like, oh, I just got out of bed and I wrote.
There's one girl at the salon that I work with. Her client was late. Client like begged for an appointment, and like got on the appointment, last appointment of the day. Sure, I'll go ahead and take you. She was late to the appointment that she begged for, and then when asked, "Oh, did you get caught in traffic?" She was like, "No, I was off today." So you were just late to be late for no reason?
Yeah, that happens.
I would have been like, you know
what? That's why I charge a late fee, because people be like, I was caught in traffic, and that's a whole lie. They just came out of their house late. That's a whole.
I don't.
That's why I don't like. I will punish y'all. I'm sorry. I will punish y'all because you are pushing back my time and your time. And the same thing goes with me. Like I don't make it unfair to the point where it's like.
I think 15 minutes is doable.
It is doable.
On Absolutely. Me and you, I think 15 minutes.
But after 15 minutes, I can't take you. I can't take you.
If I'm 15 minutes late, I feel like that's not a huge deal. If you're 15 minutes late, I feel like that's not a big deal. But I've had
people come 2 hours late.
I've had my aunt perpetually be like 30 to 40 minutes late to a hair appointment.
I believe it.
And eventually I was like, I love you. But if you were late again, you ain't getting your hair done. She's still late, but she's only like 10 minutes late now. Okay. She does make an effort to be on time because I was like, nah, I can't take you because you're too late.
No, seriously.
But people, especially family, will play with you.
That's why I stopped servicing family. I'm sorry. I did, and I will admit it on air because the problem with it's not a problem. The situation with offending family is that, or friends, is that typically they want services for free, especially with friends. They want those aren't. Friends.
I don't have that issue. So
I just stopped offering it to them. I was just like, I just stopped.
I don't have that issue, and maybe it's because. Probably.
Yeah, as teenagers we do because
probably because they don't have the funds and they don't really care.
They don't.
I will say that as an adult person,
absolutely,
I don't have an issue with my friends paying for their services
because they have the funds.
I don't have that issue. They know they're paying for this.
Absolutely, and they should. And then like the discount, the family discount.
Yeah.
Why would you want a discount?
Family discount?
Why would you do that? Like, wouldn't you want me? Why would you pay Amazon in full? You don't ask Amazon or.
If I'm chilling at the house and my sister just wants her hair cornroll back.
Okay, yeah. Well,
I'm not charging you for that. You know what? Right. You know what I mean?
Right. Or
that's different. Set, if you come into this salon, you're getting charged.
Absolutely.
If you catch me on a free day. And I ain't got nothing to do.
I'll just.
And I probably am not charging you.
For real.
But if you come into the salon and you take up a spot on my book,
I'm charging you. Absolutely.
And that's real.
Absolutely. Of course, 110%.
And or you need to offer me whatever services you have.
No, seriously.
I'm a barter person. That's how I paid for piano lessons for my daughter.
Period. As you should.
Because I have a friend who teaches piano.
Oh, wow.
And so I'll do your hair. You teach her how to play piano.
No, for real.
And you can barter services. Service for service is
I'm not paying for no services. It's 2024. If we're in a beauty service, I'm not paying for nothing. Like, we have too much work to do.
Service for service.
Service for service. I'm done. I'm not paying.
That's perfectly fine. It's hard to do when someone works in a like commission salon.
Absolutely.
Because their bosses aren't really cool with that.
Absolutely not.
But sometimes you get a boss that's
like, okay, cool.
Doesn't have an issue.
They're like, okay, whatever.
So it definitely depends on where you are.
Absolutely.
Definitely depends.
And that's why I didn't work in a salon. I worked in a salon like 2 times in my life, and I only lasted like, in those 2 times, I probably lasted like 3 months. Because I couldn't deal with the unsanitariness. I couldn't deal with the lack of disinfection. I couldn't deal with the clients. The clients that come into the salon, most of the time, I don't even like them. I'm sorry. And the reason being is because they're typically much older and we don't align. So when they see a person that's so young, they typically just want to be like right. So that's the problem. And I don't want you to be right. I just want you to get your nails done.
But you know what?
I just want you to.
That comes.
I just want you to get your nails done. Like I don't. Even, I want to hear
That
about your
comes with
political
every.
views. No, seriously.
Every person.
Every person.
Everyone
has
wants to give you their thing. I think.
Absolutely.
Luckily, being Black people know where I stand.
No, seriously.
And so they know whether or not they can get away with talking to me about certain subjects.
Oh my God.
So that's nice.
Oh my God. I had an event at the nail salon when I was working in Kissimmee. It was this white lady. I was doing her toes, and I had my hair straightened like I do now, because I don't have time to deal with my hair, man. Sorry, don't. I really don't.
We gonna talk about it.
We will. Mm-hmm. But she was like, I don't understand why Black people. Oh. I don't understand why Black people always have to make everything about their feelings. And I looked up to her and I said, ma'am, I am a mixed child. When I tell you that woman flabbergasted so hard.
I thought you were one of us.
I looked at her in the face. I'm like, can I just finish your service now without any side comments? Because that was killing me. Like and that's why I always say we don't not talk about politics or religion.
Please don't talk about
just shut
politics
up.
or religion.
Just keep it to
unless
yourself.
We've been together for like 2 or something years.
For real, I don't want to hear it. I don't care.
We don't need to get into it.
I had clients come in my chair talking about who you're gonna vote for. I'm 17. I cannot vote, and I don't want to vote. Between the two, I don't care. I do, but I can't. I can't care.
We can't talk about it.
I don't even want to speak on. Don't tell me.
I don't want to talk about it.
Don't tell me.
I don't.
I don't care. Just don't tell me.
The crazy part is that though
they'll insist. They will sit there.
The crazy part is when you're in a salon setting and somebody beside you
hears them.
No, when somebody beside you is talking about it with their stylist,
and you have to hear it. You can't say anything. You can't say anything.
And I wish the stylist would just go, we're not going to talk about that.
No, seriously. Seriously.
Let's change the subject.
We are in a public space.
Because
it's uncomfortable.
I also can't promise that my client doesn't hear your client and they ain't going to get in some kind of argument.
No, for real. I don't want to hear it.
Keep politics out of.
I don't care.
Keep politics out of the chair.
Just keep it out of my space.
Keep it out of the chair.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear. Listen, I am a true believer in God, but I don't want to hear about it. Like, I'm sorry, I love Jesus, but I don't want to hear anything. I'm not mentioning it. You shouldn't mention it. Don't ask me what I believe in.
Talk about the game.
For real. Like, let's talk about other things.
I don't even do sports, but why don't you tell me about it? Why don't you tell me?
There's so many other topics.
What it is. We can talk about something else, baby. We can talk about something else.
We don't need to speak about that.
We don't have to.
Please, ladies, come to different conversations when you come into the salon, the suite, my home.
No,
it doesn't matter. Just don't say it. Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I keep to myself on a day-to-day basis, which is fine. It's fine. You keep things to yourself. I keep things to myself. I can't tell you what my face is gonna look like. No, sir. Okay, I'll do that, but I have a mask,
sometimes
I'm chilling. I could be look at you like
I don't
this.
wear a mask. Now the mask saved me during COVID. No, seriously. Everything I'm thinking is on my face.
No, it is.
100% is on my face.
Can I get a clear French tip?
The hell.
But you won't know how I'm looking.
What is that?
Yeah, people will get clear and then a white French tip so their nails will show, like underneath, and they'll still get a French.
Why?
I looked at her and I asked that in my head, but I didn't say it. But the mask saved me. So guys, get a mask. Get a mask.
Why do you want that?
I still did it.
Why would anybody?
I don't know.
Who started that? Is that a trend?
No, that's like 2000 stuff. Like my mom told me that was like in like the late 2000s. And I guess you still stuck with it. And
I never heard of that.
If you went to a Chinese salon and you love how they work, don't come to me. I'm not gonna work like that. I like my niche and my clients are majority moms, strippers. Yeah, it's weird because I'm 17, but I'm telling you that's my niche. Like That's the people that come here: moms, strippers, and healthcare workers, and teenagers, but that are in no, I'd say college students. That's my thing. College students, strippers, healthcare workers, and moms that work at
Yeah.
home, or moms that have a good job or have the whole nine. That's really my clientele, and I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm fine with it because the moms are very loyal. Like the
Yeah.
moms, once they meet somebody, and I feel like it's because I'm young. They feel like I'm like one of their children, which
Yeah.
is weird, but I don't care. They're still consistent, which is fine. And
Yeah.
since they have kids, I'm good with kids, so then their kids love me, so then they won't replace me, which I know.
Yeah.
The strippers, exotic dancers, people in sex work, they once they know you do a good job, they will stick with you. They're one of the most loyal people
Yes.
out there. People don't
Absolutely.
understand it. Like you cannot judge somebody off their workspace. Honestly, those are the most kindest people I've ever met.
They are a
They
lot of the
are.
times.
You guys would not like what you guys think about.
And they tip well.
They do,
And
they
tip
treat you
well.
good, and they treat you good, which is
Yeah.
crazy because a lot of business women, like women that are in business, majority of them, since they're so independent, they're so used to telling people what to do, they will sit there and tell you what
Yeah.
they want you to do. Which you're the stylist, you're the one that went to school. You didn't go to school. I went to school. I got my license. My name is
Yeah.
on that license, not you. College students, they don't want to look ratchet in school. They don't. And women, we will, unfortunately, we will still be in competition with other women. I don't know why it needs to stop, but I don't care. Like it's
Yeah.
always gonna happen. There's nothing that's gonna stop it. Women will always be like, I want to look like her. I want to look better than her. She had this hair, so I want that hair. She had these nails, so I want this nail picture.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. Like everyone has. I do it. I do it because, like, for example, when I see another nail technician's work and it's better than mine, I'm like, I want to work like that. And it's fine. It's
I
fine,
do it
people.
too with
it's
hair.
fine,
Where it's just
man.
like,
it's
oh,
fine.
they did such a good job.
For real, it's fine. But remember, it's a difference to admire and compete.
Ain't no competition. There's too much money in this
bro,
industry.
There's too
for
much.
To
You
be
shouldn't be stealing clients. Stop liking my clients' posts. I know who you are. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you stealing clients? Go get your own clients. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. The amount of people that will steal your clients.
They will.
Try.
They will try to steal.
That's crazy. They will like your clients' post and like comment.
At the same time, you can't steal a client.
Absolutely not.
You can steal a customer. True. You cannot steal a client.
Yeah, my clients tell me, they screenshot, they're like, hey, this person. I'm
like, you can't steal
absolutely not
actual clients. At the same time, if you happen to want to get your hair done, want to get your color done by somebody else, but you want your cut done with me, girl, that's fine.
That's fine. I don't mind. There's people that came to me with the shape and they just want me to do the design. I don't care.
Exactly.
That's perfectly fine.
I'm good with that.
Like, or if you want let's say you want your facial done, but you want other products, I don't recommend it, but that's fine. That's fine, man. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what to buy. Like, I'll tell you what to buy, but if you don't want to buy it, I'm not gonna force you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, you have to get this. I'll be like, well, if you're gonna get something else, make sure it has these ingredients. That's what I will tell you.
100%.
Because not everybody has the same budget, and that's fine, man. That's fine. Like, for example, I wouldn't, like, realistically speaking, I wouldn't be able to pay $300 or $400 for medium braids right now. Yeah. That's just me, and that's why you don't market to teenagers, because I don't have that type of money to spend, at least right now in my life.
Right.
For medium braids. Like, maybe I would pay that for XS, like extra small. But
sure.
But right now I don't have that, and that's fine. That's why she doesn't market to me.
That's why I'm not marketing to you.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
Why I don't market, and there's a reason why I don't market people that are in their 60s, because they don't typically get long nails, and that's fine.
Right.
That's fine.
100%.
You just need to find your niche.
You have to find who works in your space.
Absolutely.
There's a guy in the salon. He doesn't do haircuts.
Oh wow.
Who will do everything else, but he does not cut hair.
That's a first.
And he just that's just not something. But you don't see him broke.
Nope. Still making money.
That's fine. You have to figure out what it is that you want to do.
Absolutely. There's people that just do strictly French, and they just
who it is that you want to service. Absolutely. And you make your money that way.
Absolutely. And you don't gotta break a sweat, honestly. Like,
yeah.
It's really the real reason why we choose to break our bags is because I just said it. We choose to break our bags. We don't have to. Right. That's the same thing as lash technicians. There's lash technicians that they charge over $200 for a set. I don't. But that's them and that's me. They're not breaking their back for a set. I am because I feel like I'm not up there with them, and that's fine. But
Right.
that's because I choose to, because I'm
100%.
not just there yet, which is perfectly
Absolutely.
fine. And
Absolutely.
people need to realize that you can't charge just because somebody else is charging. Like if you just came out of school, you're like, I'm gonna charge 200. No, you're not there. Sorry, you're not there yet. Your service is not there yet. Your time is not there yet. That's an insult. You can't be doing lessons for
100%.
5 hours and charging 210. You're inconveniencing them and you're inconveniencing yourself. Because how can you do 5 hours of 210 basically divided by five? You're not making that much. You're not. Those last technicians that are charging those $200, they take an hour and 30 minutes or
Right.
less.
Right.
They are.
You've got to work on your time.
Yeah.
When you are
everything, sanitization,
not just because you want people, not just because you want
And it's
people
not just
to like be
doing a lot.
cool, but it's kind of like you want to work on your time so you can get another
Absolutely.
person in your chair.
Absolutely. In this industry, time is money.
Time is absolutely money
Time
because you
is
only get paid for your
money.
service.
Time is money. You got to get faster. I
You gotta
was
get faster.
doing nail sets that would take me 3 to 4 hours. Now I just do 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that made me more money.
I used to work so much harder than smarter
Hello.
coloring people's hair, and I would just be like so intricate and stuff, and then learning different techniques to get you faster.
Right.
Is but then again, you got to pay for those classes, and so
You
now
gotta
the
invest in
price
the
got to raise.
education.
Ooh,
Invest in the education.
absolutely.
Like I've had to drop a ball on education, and you would think you drop a ball in school. School turns to be nothing once you start paying for classes outside of school. It turns out to be nothing, man.
Absolutely.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It's a lot of money. Personally, if I could go back, I'm glad what I did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad what I did. I took classes first, and then I got licensed, which I'm low key glad that I did that, because then when I got in, I already knew what was being talked about.
Yeah.
And I wasn't just stuck, and I wasn't just reading. Like I already knew what was going on. I already had my barbicide. I was already barbicide certified before I went to school.
Yeah.
So when they were saying, "Oh, let's do the test," I was like, I already did it. So it was just, but that's just me. That's how I learned. 100%. And I didn't charge people. Okay, I wasn't doing that.
When
stuff.
I was learning, I definitely wasn't charging people.
No,
I was just kind of
because I'm learning. Why would I charge you? I mean, I would probably charge you for supplies.
And
like
even still,
$20 rate.
I don't even. If I'm learning a new technique and I have a model come in, to this day, if I have a model come in, I'm not charging a model.
Right.
You're a model, and I'm probably gonna fuck this up.
Nah, if I know I'm not gonna mess you up, you need to pay me.
And so if I'm really genuinely, this is the first time I've tried this technique.
Oh yeah,
this
if it's
is the first time I'm doing this, and I've got a model, then I'm not charging.
Because I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Because this might not turn out great.
Exactly. It's the might.
That's
why we charge y'all, because we know we're gonna do a good job.
Exactly.
If I knew I might do a terrible job, I'm gonna discount you. I'm gonna be like, listen, I've never done a design. I'm gonna discount it just in case.
It doesn't turn out.
But I know it's gonna turn out good. Like if I know it's gonna turn out good, I'm charging you, because I'm putting my knowledge, my time, everything, and that's something that a lot of people need to realize, that we're not here for free.
No,
we're not here for
absolutely
free.
Not.
If we would get our stuff paid for by the government, like because we need y'all, I do it for free. I do it for free instantly. As soon as they say, "Oh, we pay for your housing, we pay for your food, we pay for your expenses," I'm doing this for free.
Yeah, because it's just fun. It's just something that you like to do.
24/7. I will do this 24/7, and you guys can tip 100%. Whatever, and I'll be happy. But that's not the case. We need to wake up from that bubble. I remember back in 2000 when my nails were only $25.
Yeah, but gas was $1.
2024, guys. We're not paying. We're like, wake up. I remember when acrylic
back in the day.
Acrylic used to be, for a jar this big, $5. For a jar this big, it's now $78.
Yeah,
$78. Yeah. And you guys need to realize that it's not just that jar of acrylic. It's the monomer. It's the brush. It's the design. Absolutely. It's the gel polish. It's everything, 100%. The files that have to be disposed. So I'm not only just putting in money just for my supplies. I'm investing money into you guys, because
a tube of color. A tube of color costs $7 now.
Crazy.
and sometimes more depending on
Absolutely,
which.
on the brand, it
Yeah,
definitely depends.
on the brand, it
I've seen
definitely
more than
depends.
I've seen like 15, 20
Yeah, for a tube,
for a
one
tube.
tube, and then you have to buy the developer that goes with
Oh,
it.
absolutely, and that costs.
If your stylist is not using a developer, then she probably can't shop where she's licensed, and so
Hello.
you probably need to check that licensing number.
Hello.
Because you have to buy the developer to go with it.
Exactly.
And you probably should buy different kinds of developer depending on the person's porosity, da 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 da.
Everything.
And so that's it goes into the price.
Yeah.
It has to go into the price because
Please
you have to
remember
make a
that.
profit.
Well,
Yeah.
Zoe, thank you so much. I really
Yeah,
appreciate this
I
time.
love
We
talking.
definitely had. I feel like I had fun
Yeah,
because it's something that a lot of stylists don't get to take off their chest and explain and educate.
100%.
Because it's not just telling you guys, oh, this and this. It's an education because a lot of clients don't really understand what goes with our pricing. They're like, that's crazy. How can you charge? Like, if I were to hear you say, oh, I just charge 300, 400 for my braids, I'd be like, that's crazy. But you explained it, you broke it down. Calm environment, luxury service. You don't have to braid. You don't have to hold the braiding hair. You just come in, sit down, and relax. I would pay for it if I had that money. Because I'm getting tired of here, braid the ends, here, hold the hair. Here, like, I feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm working.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on. And I feel like this is just a great first episode. I can't wait for people to hear this. And this
I
is
cannot
liquid
wait to
gold
see
knowledge.
how this series takes off.
Oh my god!
And
I can't.
It's gonna be great.
It will.
I'm super
Oh
excited
I
to
am
see it.
excited. A space for stylists or beauticians to be able to speak freely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that thing that's aligned, it's a little hard. You can't really say.
You can't be complaining about clients in front of clients.
You can't do that. You can't do that. But on this space where people could just look at you in the screen and be like, "Whoa, I never went to the perspective of the person that's doing my hair."
Right.
Which this is why I'm making this.
Yeah.
This is the reason why we're here because I definitely want people to understand we're not just stylists. We're human beings.
Right. We're people.
We're people. We need to eat. We need to breathe. We need to be able to sleep. We need to be able to have off days.
Right.
And that's it. So
absolutely.
I appreciate you. If you want to
Thank
shout out
you
your
for
handles.
having. Yeah, if you want to follow me, again, my Instagram is Zoe Pruitt Beauty, and my TikTok, which is definitely more follower based, is just a whole bunch of goofing off. It's Zoe Pruitt's Life on TikTok.
And where can we book with you? On Instagram.
So everything has a link to it, which is great. So if you go on my Instagram, there's a link in my Instagram for booking. If you go on my TikTok, again, it's like really there's a link there, but it's really just my life, my kids on there, stuff like that.
All right. Well, thank you
so
much, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on, guys. It's me, the BDD, Lauren Herrera, and I am so happy to announce that this is the final of the first episode.
Yay!